welcome to your June 2022 tarot reading. The first cards that I'm going to be reading from Cosmic Tarot deck, and then after that I'll be using my Edgar Allan Poe deck, and then for a summary card for the reading, which is usually so helpful, Goddess Guidance. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and straighten my camera. One thing about using multiple decks can give us different types of insight and different types of information. So typically, if you use one or more deck in a reading, you're kind of just getting a more well-rounded reading. We have Prince of Pentacles. Okay, so we have some people here. I'm gonna go ahead and the center of this deck, of this particular spread, is Prince of Pentacles. So if you're watching this and you're a guy, then this is you. You're the Prince of Pentacles. He is a mama's boy for sure. He really values his family. He's very practical. He's good at making money, or at least that's his aim in life, especially if he's a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Cares a lot about his legacy, like if he does start a family in the future. So he really is quite attached to his mom, and he needs to be a little bit more independent of his family, most likely, because he is a prince. He's not a king. In the past, this guy has had a recent past. He's discovered some new physical activity. It could even be work, in the work realm, if his work is quite physical and boosts his energy levels. But he's basically discovered something new, and it's also could be a creative venture. It could be a sport, could be a very physical job that he is getting a lot of energy from. And as you can see, this is like a lightning bolt, so it has a lot to do with expending a lot of energy to a new passion, but it's very physical or else it's very creative. And so it's an exciting time, but he had this in the recent past, so he would have just discovered it. So perhaps it would have been May that he discovered this new physical activity he could do, or else like he became a lot more creative in the recent past. So if he's an artist, you know, that's great. If Prince of Pentacles, it's more likely that it has to do with money, the work environment, or something like very physical, because this guy is really practical. He's not going to be so much into the arts. Take what resonates here. So in the near future, we have Princess of Cups. So this could be the girlfriend or even sister, but this is their peers, because she's a princess and then he is a prince. So they're on the same like age range level. Like this is not his mom, unless his mom is really immature. If the Prince of Pentacles is not you, then you have the Prince of Pentacles around you, and then the Princess of Cups, she's quite insecure. So I hate to say that this is anybody watching this, because this Princess of Cups, she really lacks boundaries, even though she is quite psychic in her own right. She can feel everybody's energy, so she doesn't really understand where her energy stops and somebody else's energy begins. And so she oftentimes will just like in outings, like for going out at night or for hanging out with her friends, she'll always do what her friends wants to do, because she thinks she doesn't have a good idea of like separating herself and her own identity from that of her friends. So she's can be a little bit of a pushover. She won't always be a pushover. Her intuition is extremely on point, and she will be extremely talented using her psychic gifts or using her empathic powers when she does eventually get boundaries. So you can see that she is quite sensitive, and you can kind of see that when you look at this particular card. Okay, Princess of Cups. I want to say this was going to correspond with Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. She will be in your social circle in the near future, perhaps at the end of June. Now, Six of Pentacles, this is in the hidden position, this is under the Prince. So this is telling me that he really loves his job, or if you have a job with this guy, if you're not him, if you work with him, you actually really enjoy your job. Like work and play are synonymous for you. It's something that you really, really enjoy and you're really good at it. But it's in the hidden position. So once again, maybe you're not showing enough gratitude for what it is that you do. Like you don't realize how good you really have it in your workplace. So this is a really, really good card, Six of Pentacles. Now, in the Tendencies of Development, we have Three of Cups. Now, tarot doesn't say our future, but it kind of tells us where things are heading. And Three of Cups is like a very idealistic relationship, or it's when you're discovering new things about yourself. And it's a very blissful, lovely card. This could be these two together. or just a really blissful friendship with all these people, and just kind of a self-discovery process. You know she needs it. This woman definitely needs self-discovery process, but this is a really nice self-discovery process and often has to do with self-discovery within an idyllic relationship. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare the next spread here. This is Edgar Allan Poe. Yes, it's beautiful. These cards, as you know, have a little saying on the back from Edgar Allan Poe literature, which I don't always understand, like what he's trying to say, but sometimes they do correspond with the meaning of the cards, which is great. In the center, we have the Emperor. This is something that we covered in last month's tarot reading as the future, like tendencies of development. We had the Emperor here. And there is a saying on here, which I do not understand. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. Maybe this is saying he's an avid reader. Once again, this is the CEO of the tarot deck. So if you are a business owner, June is probably going to be your time to shine. This is a more mature version of the Prince of Pentacles, because the Prince of Pentacles is a mama's boy, and this card is not a mama's boy. This is like a very organized individual who absolutely has all of his crap together when it comes to running a business. And so kudos to you for whoever you are running your own business, because you are going to kill it in June. In the recent past, we have the Moon card. The Moon card is kind of like wild, unbridled, subconscious energy, just ruling your life and also allowing emotions to rule your life. This has to do with the subconscious mind and not having control and not having boundaries. And like I said, just living at the whim of your emotions. So somebody who's extremely vulnerable to their own psychic powers, maybe doesn't understand them, or somebody who has issues with their monthly cycle, like a woman who has issues with her monthly cycle, or even a man who has issues with his hormones. This Moon card could be talking to them, kind of like this madness, like maybe they had a brief bout of madness during a full moon, or maybe they're kind of like discovering that, yeah, maybe they do have some hormonal issues, because the moon rules the hormones, especially in women, and it runs the body's cycles. And this is what it says for the quote: "For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams." So this could also be about messages in your dreams. Are you paying attention? Do you actually have premonitions in your dreams? So if you have premonitions in your dream, maybe this Emperor here, maybe his dreams help him with like running this business, saying like what's gonna come. So he has a heads up when it comes to planning his next step as far as a business owner goes, okay? Now, Emperor is very male energy. I just want to let everybody know that. And then the moon is very, very female energy. Could these be two people? Maybe. But it also has to do with a greater energy signature, because these are major arcana cards. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a person. This could be like a hormonal man, and so he discovers how hormonal he is with this Moon card. Now in the tendencies, or in the near future, I should say, we have the Page of Wells. This is going to correspond a lot. This is the Page of Wells. This is going to correspond with the Princess of Cups. This is basically the same card. The quote here is, "Oh, that my young life were a lasting dream." Yeah, they're going to be dreamy. Dreamy. You're talking about Pisces energy, a lot of Pisces, a lot of Cancer. Scorpio is a little bit darker than these. Six of Paws, this is in the hidden, not, I was going to say tendencies of development. This is not tendencies, hidden position. Exact same as Six of Pentacles. They are the same card, okay? You love your job. You work and play are synonymous for whoever's reading this, and you, once again, you're not realizing it. So if you ever think about, oh, I want to quit, I want to do something else, if you quit your job right now, you're going to hate the next job as much as this job, because you don't appreciate what you have. Here is the quote: "From my infancy I was noted for the docility and humanity of my disposition." Okay, whatever, I don't get it at all. Joy when it comes to work. Maybe that has to do with these like bricks, that they're building something together. This is a really, really good card as far as work goes. The Emperor, he loves what he does, is very passionate. Now, Ace of Paws. This is actually really good for the Emperor and the Six of Paws. So these all go together. The Emperor the Ace and the Six of Paws. So he loves what he does so much that he has the complete possibility for bringing in all sorts of money. So all sorts of profits, all sorts of financial opportunities are opening for him because he loves his job and his career. It's his absolute passion. Or her, it could be a her, this could be a woman, okay? But she's gonna be exhibiting a lot of male characteristics, a lot of male energy. So it doesn't mean she's manly, it just means that that's her thought process. Her thought process is gonna be very like structured and not as receptive as like the typical female. So the quote here says, for the most wild yet most homely narrative which I am about to pen, I neither expect nor solicit belief. Once again, I don't have any idea what this has to do with the Ace of Pentacles, but this is the pure potentiality of money coming in, and it can be all sorts of wealth. It doesn't necessarily have to be money from the job, even though it probably is because we're dealing with the Emperor. It could be investments, it could be property, real estate, commodities, trading, stock market, blah, 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 anything at all, but we have the pure potentiality. So now I'm going to pull a summary card. I'm shuffling the Goddess Guidance deck. What do we need to know for June 2022? Guys, you're not, it's the same card as last month. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna take a photo of this. Again, Holly, goddess of endings and beginnings. Sometimes people see her as goddess of death. She's not the goddess of death, but she's goddess of death in the fact that like the end of time. When something time's up, it's a death, okay? Metaphorical death. And yeah, there were cults that like killed people and stuff for her, but that's probably not something that she actually would have wanted. Okay, so we got this card for the May 2022 reading as a summary card. And so once again, Kali. So this is what it says on the card. The old must be released so that the new can enter. May and June are both going to be months of, even though there's a lot of money-making activities, there's the Emperor, there's business development, there's a passion for what you do, is need there to release what is no longer serving you. And for everybody out there that has trouble releasing the old to bring in the new, there is this goddess out there to help you, or other things that are related to her, okay? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be Kali. There are other deities that work in the same way, you know, other things that have to do with time and honoring endings and beginnings, you know, that we all have cyclical concepts in our lives that we have to go through, and sometimes they don't always feel good. I mean, in a way, I would say this could be like the Judgment card in Tarot, or it could also be the Wheel of Fortune. So let go of what no longer serves you, and then Kali is going to help you with this. Once again, a lot of repeated messages from May. Bye.